Ladies and gentlemen, what is up and welcome today to I've spent way too much money on a mobile video game, and here are all the characters that I have to show for it. We got the 2-month account tour today, and I feel like in the last month, man, the way I've spent it has really come out, really come out. I've just been spending stupid amounts on all sorts, on like pretty much all the banners, man. Also like gear and anvil rerolls. Those anvil bundles will be the death of me, man. I've dropped at least $500 re-roll and SSR gear, and yeah, we've been going pretty crazy on some of the banners. Got really lucky. I swear, like, this last month has been just insane luck. Every single banner, we got the character in the first like $200. And Escanor, dude, we had a crazy. If you didn't see the second Escanor opening, boys, it was stupid. It was crazy. I think we went for like $200, $300, and we got like 4 more Escanors. We got him 6/6. So yeah, this is my pride and joy right here at the moment. It's like a friggin' 6/6 Escanor, boys. Like that ultimate, like nobody survives it in PvP at the moment, man. I don't think I've met a single opponent that survived it. Maybe like a fully buffed up Hauser on like a red team might be able to survive it, but that really is about it, lads. Like that ultimate is just an absolute wrecking ball there. So yeah, we've now spent about 3,600 dollars on this game overall, but as you may be aware, you know, we're having a lot of fun with this YouTube channel, doing all sorts of like summoning videos, PvP videos, so I'm making money back. However, like, I haven't really made any profit, man, because I've just been spending like way too much, but at the same time, I'm loving it, I'm having a blast, so like, it's not a problem at all. So yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody out there that subscribed to the channel, smashing that like button, for keeping your boy even and not losing a ton of money on this game. So you guys, all the support is just keeping me going, man, and it just kind of allows me to max out like all the new characters immediately, test them out, make these crazy PvP teams, and I like to think that we're doing like a lot of fun stuff on this channel. And yeah, we had a really fun video today with like, was it Deldry, Galland and Escanor, and that team was pretty wild. We actually had a lot of success with that team, but yeah, we've just been trying all sorts of weird stuff, and you'll see in my box as well, we're going to talk about there are a few characters that I've kind of ranked up but I haven't made videos on yet or got around to using, or characters that I'm kind of slowly working on. So we'll go through again some of the characters that I have fully maxed out. So first off, we got Gotha, man. Gotha, he's pretty much like the god of this game at the moment. You use him for probably about 80% of the content in this game. Like, he's just crazy overpowered. This guy, absolute MVP. Definitely like the top priority for most players to like fully max out as soon as possible, just because he's in, like, you know, if you look at PvP, man, like probably about 80% of the teams, maybe 90% of the teams. Like, same for all of the demons as well. This guy's just an MVP, man. Arthur as well, I absolutely love. I'm a big fan of kind of running a mono red team with Hauser as well, when I'm like generally farming off stream just to get coins for PvP, so I can buy like anvils, cosmetics. So that's my favorite one to run with coin food, just because it doesn't need the ultimates in order to win. So it's just a really nice one for farming, man. And we've also built Hauser up. You know, we got some filthy pierce rate gear on this dude as well. So yeah, that just allows me to get some massive damage off Rising Storm and just like demolish my opponents. But just to give you guys a bit of an insight into the gear sets as well, so my max team, I think I can get up to about 172 173k cc with the right team and setup, but most of my teams are kind of between like 155k and also 173 172k. But again, a lot of it does depend on cosmetics as well, and the character's base stats. Like CC, depending on the team and setup, it will fluctuate a little bit, because again, cosmetics are a huge thing, and I've gone a little bit crazy with the cosmetics as well, and that's one of the reasons why my spending has shot up alongside everything else. Is like, I didn't realize that you could have 5 registered cosmetics in every single slot until I think about 3-4 weeks ago, and then yeah, I did, and then I think that very same day I spent probably about I think it's about $400, like just getting all the cosmetics for all like my top level characters. And since then I've just been like farming like everything out from the Fight Festival shop as well. So yeah, it's just a combination of grinding, spending, all of that stuff that has really helped kind of shoot up my CC there. So yeah, King as well, absolute beast mode, like one of the best units in the game still. And it's just really, really good that like everybody gets King so early on in this game, because he's like a true MVP, man. That heal, that petrify is just nasty. Red Gila, I kind of mainly use her for the Hauser Association and also the Jericho Association, because she's an SSR unit, so she provides, like, I've got a fully maxed out 6/6, so it's that full 10% bonus on the association, plus like 280 attack. So yeah, she's like the perfect character to kind of ramp up both of those characters' damage even further. So yeah, that's the only reason I've got her maxed out at the moment, but I did want to take her into some PvP and do a video at some point in the future. But also because I use Hauser and Jericho so much for all sorts, I've also got like all the UR weapons and stuff on her. So yeah, we really went into Gila, man, but I barely play Gila. But also again, like every stat on an association character, a percentage of that is applied to the main character as well. So I wanted to get the biggest possible advantage, especially considering I'm trying like really hard for Final Boss King at the moment to get a decent score. So yeah, Jericho, using her for Final Boss King, man. I think we're like in the top 60 at the moment for Final Boss King. But Jericho, she is amazing for Final Boss King, and also the Knighthood boss as well. Really, really good for that. Use her very consistently on a weekly basis to try and break just over 2,000 there. Then we've also got Twigo. I use him mainly on the sub slot in mono red teams, and his passive is insane. He's really, really good, and he's also like not too bad for finishing matchups as well. Like Twigo is actually really decent, man. I love him for elite geared PvP. Maybe not so much in the normal PvP, because the mono red teams are much more powerful in geared scenarios, but in, yeah, elite PvP, really, really good. Red Slater, I don't really use this character too much. Maybe I need to play about with him a little bit more and find kind of a team and setup that works a bit better, but he's very good for shutting down King. Escanor is just crazy burst, man. This guy is just absolutely ridiculous in both ungeared, geared PvP. Then we got Gallant. I love Gallant, man. We've done so many PvP videos on Gallant. I always want to try and make Gallant work. He's a bit better in like ungeared PvP in comparison to the geared, just because in geared, like, Escanor is so much stronger on the offense that he can just yeah, very quickly burn down Gallant, as I'm finding out the more I play Gallant in geared PvP. So yeah, Gallant, not really that great geared. Ungeared, like, he still works nicely though. Escanor doesn't quite have the reach that he does in geared. We got Demon Meliodas. Demon Meliodas is crazy for the Crimson Demon. I also just like playing this guy for fun sometimes. But yeah, like, that's the only thing really, is the Crimson Demon. However, sometimes if I'm going for a team in PvP, or kind of building a setup that doesn't rely on ult rush, or maybe has Merlin on the front, like, he's very fun to run on the sub slot, because he can like just start and come down on that sub slot with like 50% additional crit and just murder people. He's really, really potent. We did some I think like quirky PvP videos where he managed to, like, what is it, 1v2, I think it's like a Hellbrum and a Merlin. I think we were super lucky, man. But yeah, he's crazy for PvP comebacks, so he's a fun one, man. But yeah, I just wish he's a little bit better, because I love playing him in PvP. I wish he was better on the front lines, man. That'd be great. Then we got Green Elizabeth, mainly for Grey Demon, also the Final Boss King at the moment. Green King is just crazy for the Grey Demon. However, I try and make this guy work in PvP. We've done a few videos, and he's alright sometimes, man. But yeah, it's hard to make him work well, at least in my opinion. Then we got Blue Diane. Blue Diane, I don't run too often. We do kind of ult rush Diane teams occasionally, but her ultimate is only 2 out of 6 at the moment. And Diane, if you want the craziness in the ult rush teams, you've got to go all in and go like at least like 4 out of 6 to really have that like big one-shot potential in PvP. So yeah, 6 out of 6 Diane is just crazy for certain team compositions at the moment. Just very quick, very easy wins there, but again, big investment as well in terms of the amount of coins. But I might whale out and get a 6/6 at some some point as well. But also need to like 6/6 King and Gotha. We've also got Green Barn. Green Barn I still use for auto farming. I've probably got a bit of a better setup. I use, what is it, Green Barn, Deanne, and also Hauser for auto farming at the moment, and it works really well, so I don't really have too many problems with it, and I like all the characters, man. However, Green Barn, his relevance just fell off so quickly after the release of Gotha in PvP. So yeah, he's just not really that spicy anymore. But, you know, I've got some good memories with Green Barn, but he's definitely like the lowest on the priority list for what you should purchase in the coin shop, at least in my opinion. And then with Green Merlin. Green Merlin is crazy, bro. That unique is so good. Useful on all sorts of control teams. She's pretty much the default sub for the majority of teams in PvP. So yeah, Merlin's just crazy, man. The cube, the drain, the hard-hitting ultimate. I don't think I've got her ultimate fully maxed out. I think she's like 2 out of 6 maybe. Yeah, so 6 out of 6. The ultimate is going to hit like a friggin' truck on Merlin there, but I think she's a little bit lower down the list maybe. I want to max out like King, Gotha, Deanne, and then maybe Merlin, but they're all so good, man. They're all way too good. Then we also have, what is it, Red Lizhawk. Red Lizhawk I occasionally use for Crimson Demon, and also the Red Demon as well. She's really good for a very hard-hitting character, especially on those longer fights. Then we got Green Gill Thunder. Mainly use him as the sub on certain PvP control teams and some setups there, and also for the Grey Demon as well. And also, do I use him? Actually, I don't use him at the moment for the Knighthood boss, but I could use him. I'm running, what is it, Helbram instead. And then we got the new Elizabeth that came out yesterday. She's a little bit of a quirky odd one. Maybe going to be useful in Training Cave though, so yeah, her unique ability is like really fun when it works, but it's also a little bit difficult to make work, because it's quite easy to play around if you know how to fight her there. So yeah, she's a bit of an interesting one. Then we've also got Blue Meliodas. Don't really use him at all. I did a bit of testing to see if he could work in PvP, and I didn't really have great results. So yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but maybe I'll try a video at some point in the future. Then we got Green Meliodas. I used this guy so much for story back in the day, but as soon as I got Escanor now, I kind of used him to power through some of the latest story stuff even quicker. So yeah, I kind of feel like that Green Meliodas really good for beginner and progressing players. However, I kind of feel like Escanor does the same stuff, like functionality wise, that Meliodas does. He has the firepower, he has the damage. So Escanor, you know, if you want to reroll for a character at the start, I think, you know, it's pretty much on the same level, at least from what I can see so far, as that Green Meliodas. But again, he's crazy good for the story. The counter is really decent, but it's just like too easy to play around in PvP. But I'm sure he's going to have uses in his future. I was hoping for like some really good runs with that Meliodas against Final Boss King, but he's just not really that great for that fight, especially with the way that the last phase is set up, because if he doesn't target like Green Meliodas, then yeah, you're not really going to deal the damage you want there. Elaine is currently my favorite character for Final Boss King, and we've done a all fairy PvP team before. I think I've got another idea for a slightly different Elaine PvP team that might work, but I want to do a video on that at some point as well. But yeah, Elaine's she's a bit of an interesting one, man. Very quirky character, and she's hard to make work, but really good for the Final Boss King, and hopefully quite good for Trading Cave as well. We also have Fighter Deanne, who's mainly the association for King at the moment. Green Gotha, who is what is it, Escanor's association, and I also used him for a little bit of fun at one time for a video for Final Boss King as well. Then we got Jillian. Her unique is amazing, man. It's pretty much like, what is it, the green version of Twiggo's unique. Very good for Final Boss King. Outside of that, I don't think too many uses at the moment, but you know, she can really power up like the Green Meliodas, because like all his damage is basically based off the amount of missing health. So if you can increase the health even more, you can get even more damage off the counters there. We've also got Gustav as well. Freeze, really good for the, what is it, the Knighthood boss and also the Red Demon. This Lizhawk I need to upgrade more and do some videos on, man, because she is very good for farming. Deldry, love Deldry, massive troll character for PvP. Not the best, but she does work interestingly in the right matchups with a little bit of luck as well. So yeah, she's one that I kind of got my eye on, man. She's very weird, very quirky, but I do like her. Then we got Red Griamore. I want to fully max this guy out. Some people were saying that he works alright on certain team compositions, because I think in PvP, he increases, what is it, HP-related stats by 15%, so it makes everybody a little bit more beefy. But yeah, I think we'll try and make this character work at some point, and then kind of moving on, we have, what is it, Red Barn, the OG. I really haven't used this guy on my main account in like a month and a bit, so yeah, I'm debating like maxing him out, because he kind of has like Merlin's Drain. Just this like second card really wasn't that useful from what I can remember, but that ultimate hits very hard. So yeah, I think we might max him out and see if we can bring him into the current meta and have a little bit of fun. Maybe on like an all red team might work, but yeah, I think we'll add that to the list of ideas. Then we've also got like, what was it, Blue Jericho, Green Griamore, Green King. I don't really have much interest in like playing or testing any of these three. I don't know, man, they're just ability and skill sets, they just don't jump out at me. And then we've got Red Nunchuck Barnes. So I've maxed this guy out. I still need to do a video on him, but yeah, he's got like weak point damage. He also has the ability to decrease skill ranks, and also if he takes damage, it fills his alt move gauge by 1 at the start of the next turn. So I'm not too sure if there's like some sneaky plays we can do to kind of rush ultimate and get kills there, but maybe on an all red team might work out quite nicely. Also got Blue Hendrickson up for the memes. He is terrible, man, very underwhelming. Blue Lizhawk, one of my favorite characters. She's just absolutely insane for PvP and works very well on all sorts of teams. Then we got Red Merlin. That freeze is just really good and fun to play about with in PvP, but I've only recently taken her up. But I think I'm not too sure if I use her or Gustav for the Knighthood boss and Red Demon. I think it's still Gustav, just due to the passive, because he decreases what is it, the opponent's resistance or defense based off his pierce rate or something like that. So yeah, I think he's the better one to run in place of Merlin. But hey, if we ever need to like double freeze, man, I'm sure we will for Training Cave, then we do have both of them available. Hellbrow is just a cancer that's plaguing PvP at the moment. I got Arthur up, I think, for an association with Merlin when my other Arthur is on the team, which is most of the time. So yeah, I think that's the main reason we took him up. I also took up, what is it, the Blue Gil Thunder. I think this is probably one of my biggest regrets right here. I thought his like unique ability would be better than it is, but it increases speed attribute allies defense by 60%, but it's not defense related stats, it's just defense. So he's kind of like the same as the Green Gil Thunder. I just didn't really find him like that much better. I found him like arguably a little bit worse. So yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but that was testing like I think about, you know, 3-4 weeks ago, and it really did not impress me too much there. So that's a little bit disappointing. Then we have also taken up the what is it, the blue version of Gila here. I initially took her up before I had 6 out of 6 in the red Gila. So yeah, she doesn't get used I would say too much at the moment, but apparently she's very good for a lot of different farming setups because of that passive. So yeah, I might try her out for auto farming as well. Also got the Blue Slater. Blue Slater, I don't find like has too much use for me. He's not too bad for the Red Demon, but yeah, I haven't really felt like the need to upgrade him just because I got friggin' Lizhawk, man. I also really enjoy bringing like Galland into what is it, the Red Demon as well. He's very fun to play. So usually I'll just go for like Lizhawk, Gotha, and Gustav as well, and I'll be, you know, very satisfied with that. But yeah, he's really good for the Red Demon, but I don't think too much else, at least to the best of my knowledge. We also got friggin' Hugo up, the R character. We used him for one video. We also did, what was it, run a Final Boss King with Hugo on the very first day he released. We managed to get him down with a little bit of luck as well, so that didn't turn out too badly there. Also got Death Pierce. We did a Death Pierce video. Not too much use outside of that. Like, I find I've played about with his passive or unique ability a fair bit, and yeah, I don't know. I just don't find it to be like too practically useful in a lot of scenarios. Just seems like super RNG dependent, and I never feel like I'm getting a solid enough benefit to kind of warrant wasting a slot on him. But hey, you know, maybe there's going to be a scenario in the future where he really, really does shine. Then I've recently taken up Alioni just for Final Boss King, because if you're trying to go for like top 10 or top 1 at the moment, yeah, you need that unique to get the massive Jericho crit, because it increases all green attack related stats by 10%. So that's like attack, crit damage, crit chance. So it really kind of what does it, helps beef up Jericho's damage there. And then we've got some characters like partially leveled, like Dreyfus, like Dogedo as well. But this is, you know, the more messy part of my roster, where there are a lot of characters that aren't quite, you know, fully upgraded yet. Characters that I'd like to play about with a little bit more. I need to upgrade the Helbram actually for the Knighthood boss, just to, you know, stop him from being so flimsy. Maybe get a little bit more points as well. And also Blue Gotha, I want to do a PvP video on. Same with a friggin', what is it, Red Gill Thunder as well, and maybe the Blue Barn at some point in the future. So yeah, there's a lot of different characters that I'd love to do you know, all sorts of videos on moving forward. But anyway, that's where the account is after 2 months and $3,600 spent. Overall, man, I'm really, really loving 7 Deadly Sins so far. Like, there's already been so much content that's been released. And the really exciting thing for me is that there's just so much more to come. Like, every week, like, almost reliably, is a pretty sizable update. I think this last week was probably one of the smallest updates, but still we got 3 new characters to play around with, so that certainly keeps me occupied until next Tuesday. And then I think next Tuesday, when Final Boss King ends, then we're going to see a much larger update, maybe a training cave as well. But it's just mad the amount of stuff that playing global, like, we've got to look forward to. So yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm really, really excited. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you did enjoy today's account tour, and if you if you could do me a massive favor and smash that like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.